I was born in Jamaica in the early 1940s, and I was christened Fowokan George Kelly. What I do was not intentional, and I didn't see myself as an artist. And the more I look into what I do, I feel more inclined to look at what I do as the Africans did, which is not art as a thing that you display. Yeah? Europeans went to Africa, saw the objects, thought they were beautiful, and so they called them art. But they were often religious objects that you communicate through the objects with the higher forces. And I think in some ways that's what I ended up doing. The title of this exhibition is about connecting with the Lionheaded ancestors of the distant past to find out what Africa and things Africa is about. I mean, I know that I have European, but I also have African. But there's nothing about the African in my culture and the way and I know that it's necessary for me to know, not necessarily practice, but to know the other half of me. And this is really what you're seeing is my foray into trying to understand something about those ancient African ways. Oh, this piece. The reality is about going into the unconscious again. Young Freud, where they talk about the feminine within the masculine. And when you look at this, to me, it's that battle within all of us. And at the moment, the masculine strangles, oppresses the feminine. It's about releasing that. But it's also about the African and the struggle. On that side, you've got nice plastic here, neatly fashioned, and then you have the harshness of the real black hair on this side. Do I remain black, or do I become an imitation white? All those kind of struggles are going on in this piece. They're all taken from real faces. I use a plaster bandage to make a cast, which is then turned into clay and then modeled. But it's about taking the soul out of the object and putting it into the object. So that's part of that spiritual thing that you see. That you can feel it also when you look closely at pieces. It's like, I know you. I modeled mainly in clay, and then I discovered this plaster, which is finishing plaster. You can actually model, and then when it hardens, you use a chisel to sculpt it. So most of them are both modeled and sculpted. And then, of course, a lot of stuff's added to them.